All right. So Leos, here we go. Leos, I wanted to go ahead and take a look at what each person actually really wants. Let's go ahead and just ask first, who is Leo in this equation? Ace of Swords. Leo is somebody who wants truth always, and they also have the power to walk away. Okay, so what does Leo really want? The moon. So there have been things that Leo does not have answers to. We have the Three of Wands and we have the Four of Pentacles. I would say what Leo really wants is for somebody to at least tell them the full truth. Why did they hold back? What was the deal? They were wearing a mask. They were rooted with family. They had another family. What was it? Okay, so in this storyline, please remember they are fictional. I'm going to say that Leo sees somebody as an individual that they didn't trust or that they thought had like some secret hidden life or was holding back from them on purpose. And Leo wants to get the truth, even though it seems like Leo's already turned their back and moved on. But it's like, I'd still just, I'd like to know. I'd like to know what it was. Leo, what do you want from them specifically? I mean, that sounds pretty specific already. Let's be honest. Four of Cups upright. Queen of Pentacles sideways. And you notice how, Leo holds this person's like little cranium here, and there's measuring tape and little scissors inside. And I feel like this was just very confusing for Leo. Almost like, were you playing with me for fun? Was this an illusion? Did you have real feelings? Or maybe this is like Leo saying, I never met somebody like this before. I feel like they had a problem knowing what was important to them. But it seems like what Leo really wants is not like validation, but Leo wants to know, what did you want from me? Okay, so we obviously see this with somebody who confused Leo massively in this storyline. Let's go over to them. And in a minute, we'll get to like what characters might want to say to each other. So for their part, for their side of this, can you begin by telling us, who are you in this equation? Queen of Swords. They could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They could be, whether they're masculine or feminine, doesn't matter, but they may wish that they could like draw energy to them. They maybe either want to be seen as somebody that's really straightforward, really honest, really truthful, but because they're in the Queen's energy, which is the energetic pull, that's why I would just say that they want something from Leo. Okay, what do you truly want? Just like in a more generalized way. Four of Wands, the Tower sideways. This could be like, I want to meet somebody exactly like myself. Somebody where I don't have to alter any of my ego for somebody. They may also, though, just think that Leo is so identical to them. Like, we're both really strong. We're both really big alphas. We both have a big ego. Ace of Swords, hang on. They want to speak a truth. They're the ones knocking at the door, right? The sword is knocking at the door. They think they want Leo to communicate to them and vice versa. I think. Let me ask more precisely now. What do you want from Leo? Which is a different way to kind of dig in a little. Two of Swords, Death card. What they want from Leo? I would not say that they want Leo to, block them. I would say they want Leo to change that blocking, like basically unblocking. Two of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and maybe see things through their lens. It's weird though, because when I say, what do you want from Leo? They still are indecisive somehow. I don't know how you could say that you want to have conversation and you want somebody that's like really strong and like totally an equal, like a marriage type partner, but then, oh, P.S., we have a really big ego, both of us. Let's both acknowledge that. Also, Leo, unblock me and let me stay indecisive about what I'm really going to do, because it feels like they want to stay single and also like they want the best of both worlds. They want Leo but it's like they want to have a scenario where they and Leo both are like super, super, super independent to the point where they travel alone. Maybe they travel for work or something. I just keep seeing work, and then I see them holding the globe. And it almost feels like, what do they want Leo to be really like super, super independent to where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if we're around each other or not. I think they want Leo to accept a very minimal effort from them, but it'll be very romantic when they do show up. But let's keep it really light. Although I want you to be dedicated to me like a Four of Wands, but I also want no attachment, except I want Leo to accept my very, like, I want to come in with roses, but we still act single, except we're completely dedicated to each other. Okay, I'm sorry. That's the most freaking crazy. I don't know what to say about that. Those are the cards we got. Let me ask again. What do you want to say to Leo? Let's ask it. Let's ask that question. What do you want to say to Leo? King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Leo, like, we belong together. Let's be really stable together. We're peas in a pod. Come on, Leo. You know we're both maybe dedicated to building our money. We're a Two of Cups, Leo. Seven of Wands and Nine of Wands. And that's why we have so much conflict. Okay, you want to say that to Leo, but do you really believe that? Because everything I saw before was a mishmash of craziness as to we're together, but we're super independent. We almost are not around each other, except we're totally dedicated to each other. Like, I don't quite understand that. Okay, Tower in the reverse, Eight of Swords in the reverse. I said, do you really mean that? Or is that lip service? Because I'm so confused by this person. And they're like, yes, I want to totally drop my ego. And that's what I'd like to say to Leo. Okay, so this is suddenly becoming more clear. So we have somebody who I think was very difficult to follow their train of thought and their behavior. It feels as if they, right from the gate, they want to be the Queen of Swords and have energy come toward them. Okay. They want Leo to make them feel safe and secure. They wanted to act cool, like, oh, it doesn't matter. We'll see each other just a little bit. You know, like, Leo, like, I don't want you to block me, but, you know, it's cool. It's not like we're trying to jump into anything more serious. We're both alphas. We're both super independent. You know, we'll see each other when we see each other. We'll keep it light. But then what they really, really wish they could say, if they could just drop the ego and completely stop this bizarre, see, they're not coming from a real place. They're coming from a place that's cloaked in, I want to come across like I'm chill, I'm easygoing, when in fact, what they want is, I think that they want somebody who is so dedicated to them and vice versa. And, you know, oh my God, this is a love like no other, but they're afraid to say all that. It's like, this would be so soothing if we could just get beyond that. But that's their hang up. That's where their wound is. They're afraid to just admit all of that. And it's like, if they could say something real to Leo, and it would be, if I could drop my ego, that's what I would tell you. Leo, I want you to be crazy about me as I'm crazy about you. I want us to never leave each other's side. I want us to be totally wrapped up in each other. And, you know, I got you and you got me, babe. and yet that seems to be the thing. I don't know if they're ever going to get that out of their lips. Okay, let's go over to Leo. What would Leo say to them? Knight of Swords. You're impulsive, or I feel like I want to just blurt something out to you and I want to be impulsive. The World card. Let's start new. Like, that seems to be what Leo, I almost think Leo is trying to say, if I could say anything, it would be, I'm so sick of not knowing what actually went on, but maybe it's so muddled at this point. I would rather just start fresh and say, let me see if it's still as muddled and insane. It's almost like Leo has a sense that if there was a total do-over, maybe everything would be different. Six of Cups, Seven of Wands. I definitely think Leo is saying, if I could just do a complete reset button. Are we soulmates? What's the problem between us simply being soulmates that want to be together? Okay, so Leo basically, like, is saying what I would do if there was a way to swiftly change everything. And what I might just blurt out is, can we just have a fresh start and say, are we soulmates? Why are we having a conflict if we both really care about each other? Do we both really care and want to be together? It could also be Leo wanting to say, you made me think, like you impulsively really moved toward me and it felt so amazing, right? But then why block me? Why create problems? Hang on. Leo, what do you really want from them at this point if you were to communicate to them? King of Swords. So Leo's like, I want them to not try to like energetically pull me. I want them to speak up to me. I want them to tell me, what on earth do you want with me? Is that Adam Lambert? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Leo wants this person to be a King of Swords and speak and not have any like ambiguity about anything, because it's been on Leo's side. Let me just ask this question. Universe, what is the best message for Leo right now? What is the best thing Leo could maybe do for themselves? Temperance, find peace. How does Leo find peace in this? Five of Swords, by thinking back to the argument, the problem, the fight, and realizing Leo turned away and walked away from something, which is what we saw at the very beginning, and then blocked this person. Okay, and what about that? Says with the Seven of Cups and the Justice card, and Seven of Cups being sideways, it kind of, okay, please bear in mind these are fictional stories about fictional characters, and I do not give advice. But in this story, I'm asking the universe, what's the best, thing for Leo? And it's like Leo has to find their peace. And if walking away from this person instead of continuing to be stressed and fight with this person is indeed the best thing for Leo, because it either minimizes the confusion, or maybe like Leo has basically already said, if I can't figure out what you're doing and you won't speak plainly to me, I don't want to be left in great confusion. So I'm going to explain. I'm not mad. I'm frustrated, which is why I walked away, because I'm too confused about how you feel and what you want. And that is not something that I should be feeling, because it's too distressing. So it would take very little. It would take clear conversation to clear it up. So basically, if this person doesn't want to clear things up clearly with clear conversation, then it's best to stay away, because they're not actually ready, willing, or able, or mature enough, or whatever it is. They're not at a place where they're going to contribute to resolution. I mean, if Leo's already presented it that way and said, here's what I'm confused about, and it would require us having dialogue, but if you're not willing to, then I don't want to engage. I don't want to fight to try to get you to just be open with me. So I'd rather stay away than have to fight with you to try to get any answers. Okay, what's the best action that they could maybe take for themselves? Queen of Pentacles. If, all this time they keep saying, I want to be a king and queen of Pentacles with you, Leo. We have the Star. It says maybe one of the best actions they could take is to consider, if they say that they really want to be in this great, amazing connection, and if Leo is that important to them, and there's only one Leo, and this is the person they most want, then maybe they should think about healing things, not just with Leo, but recognizing, how would I treat something that's really important to me and someone that's really important to me? What would I do? I treat it with care, right? I pay attention to it. Have I hurt Leo? Is there something that maybe I need to put in effort so that they can get out of their own head maybe and quit being like, oh, I need to be cool. I just need to chill out. I don't, I'm trying to be cool and not let myself show that I really want Leo too much. Because, hey, we're both alphas. We're supposed to be super independent. We don't need each other. That's uncool to look that way, even though that's what I want. But I wish Leo would open up that dialogue. This says, turn that around instead, character. And think about it. If you really care about Leo, wouldn't you want to make sure that Leo is well? Leo is protected and defended. Don't you take care of, it's not uncool to take good care of your vehicle or your pets or your family members or anything else that you care about in this world. So why would it be uncool to take care of Leo or to think about Leo. Like, I want to make sure Leo's good. I want to show Leo how much I care. I want to make sure they're not hurting because they're important to me the same way many other things are important to me. That's not uncool. That's me actually acknowledging what's valuable in my life. It just feels like that might help them to get out of this mindset that I have to act like I don't want everything with Leo when they actually do. So this person has been wearing this facade all this time that it's cool. I don't want to come across as needy. I don't want to come across as like I really want Leo too much. But then all that did was freaking throw Leo for a loop. This whole situation has been so confusing. And it just says that this could get cleared up pretty fast. Will this get cleared up? Two of Pentacles. I feel like they're debating maybe doing things differently. But right now we have a lot of heartbreak here. We have a lot of unnecessary pain. And both people feel pain because this has been an unnecessary confusion. The Empress upright and the Wheel of Fortune. We are coming to resolution. We are coming to some shift and some change, which is probably why this storyline is here at all. It's because it's like it's time to master our emotions and master how we feel about something and realize, you know, we're the architect of our own life. So what are we doing not saying what we really mean? It's even this, you know, this person's like, oh my God, what have I been doing? I should totally own the way I feel. I think with the Wheel of Fortune, let me put it this way. We're at almost the end of the road for this connection. It's either going to come back together or this is the end of the road and these two part ways and this is how the story ends. Much of it seems to have to do with whether or not they reach out to Leo, because on this storyline, it said they were the ones who couldn't seem to find the way to quit trying to be cool and act like stuff doesn't matter. Sorry, I don't know how else to say that. So it just kind of says that we're about to time out on this one. They're either going to come toward Leo or they're going to leave this one alone. But there's not much time left for this because that Wheel of Fortune says this is the right time. If you don't know what you're going to do yet, then maybe Leo moves on and goes towards somebody else. But there's great possibility for these two. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.